There are thousands of success stories in the internet of several business coaches how to achieve success in your business. It doesn't matter it is e-com business or any other. It's hard to achieve success. But the easiest way how to achieve success is to avoid mistakes. So that's why today we will speak about how to avoid mistake in your e-com business and top 5 mistakes that almost each e-com entrepreneur make during the way to success to scale it. Mistake number 1 is focusing on the wrong numbers. So what do I mean? Many clients, many entrepreneurs, they are focusing on revenue and they make target for revenue and they are dreaming about the revenue and they put KPIs for their team based on revenue. Revenue is important. Revenue is the main fuel. Yes, because revenue is your market share, revenue is your demand, it shows your turnover, etc. But revenue is not your final goal and even not your preliminary goal, because what really is important is your gross profit. Because if your cost of goods sold, like self-cost of the production, are higher than your revenue, it doesn't matter how big your revenue is. So that's why gross profit is more important and you need to target on it. You need to target on your gross margin to see how scalable your business is. Why gross profit but not EBITDA? EBITDA is also very important, but sometimes we cannot say that if EBITDA is small, the business is very bad. For example, let's look at Uber or Meta. They have negative EBITDA and we cannot say that it is not successful business. It is very successful business, but they always reinvest all the money they are receiving in the further growth. The same with your smaller example with your e-com business. So if you reinvest your gross profit to attract new clients, to go to new markets, to push new products, it doesn't mean that your business is doing something wrong. It means that you choose way to grow. But the gross profit always should be positive. Gross profit should always grow. Your main target should base on the gross profit. The second mistake is not diversification in sales channel. So there are thousands of successful projects that are selling only in Amazon or only in Shopify or somewhere else, but it doesn't mean that it is the only right way. So you always need to have contingency plan. And you always need to understand what will you do if one platform, Amazon, it is not a regulated platform. They can increase price, they can increase commissions, they can change advertisement policy and so on. And yes, there are thousands successful stores on Amazon, but there are thousands of sellers who failed because of changing of policy as they didn't have a contingency plan. So yes, maybe you can adopt to new policies, to new commission, to new rules or competition, but also it would be good if you have some more channels that you can test and where you can focus on. So the ideal way would be when you have omni-channel business, and if something goes wrong with one channel, you can always go to another and your business will survive. So mistake number 3 is avoiding of forecasting. So it is important not only for the e-com business, but for any type of business. You need to see the future. You need to see into the future. So you need to understand where you're going, what are your risks, especially if you are growing, especially if you are reinvesting your money, especially if you don't have enough money on your bank account or you use some loans or investor money. You need to understand your runway. You need to understand your cash burn. You need to understand how long you can be in this mode, and you need to understand, you need to know where you are going. You need to put KPIs, who is responsible for those KPIs, when you need to track it, and so on. Because if you are just making some activity, reinvesting your money into the sales channels and new products, yes, maybe you are growing, maybe not. You need to put it under control. Put KPI, compare months over months and see what you are doing right and what you are doing wrong. So the next mistake is having the same assortments for years, I would call it so. So there are thousands of businesses that are selling some butts and they haven't changed it for years. On the one hand, if it is selling, everything is good, and why you need to sell it. But if your assortment is not changing, it means that each month you are losing some extra revenue. So you always need to find your top sellers, your bottom sellers, and you need to scale the product with good margin and high sales velocity. You need to liquidate product with lower margin and lower sales velocity. We need to replace it because the world is developing. There are so many good products each month you can find in the market. And why you don't sell it? You don't sell it because your stock is already full with some product worse margin or with worse sales velocity. So that's why you always need to test new products to find more and more superstars for your business. And last but not least is unit economic. So for the business, you need to know the economy of each unit, of each client. You need to know your cost of acquisition, your LTV, payback period, etc. If you're building huge empire, like huge company, each brick is important. Of course, there are some more important metrics, less important metrics, but at least LTV, cost of acquisition, average order value, you need to know by heart, and each day you need to see the dynamics of those metrics, because without it, the growth is impossible. Okay, good luck you in your scaling. I hope that you will avoid those mistakes and it will help you to get success. We can grow together with you because Join Galt Finance is your trusted partner in scaling for your e-com business. Thank you very much. We have prepared a financial model template for you that you can download on our webpage absolutely for free. Also, if you have any questions about your business, you can book also free demo call with our fractional CFO, and he will consider your business and will help you to find opportunities to grow. Also, we will keep posting videos about business reviews, about any insights, how you can improve your financial planning. So please subscribe on our YouTube channel and we will inform you how to grow.